Alright guys, looks like it's finally time to head out once again and hopefully deliver Meridia's beacon. Aside from that though, there's also quite a few other things we can try and get done, such as finding the missing Greymane boy, and also stopping by that island with the rest of the vampires family. Now, speaking of vampires, if we take a look at our effects really quick, you'll see that we officially have vampirism. And I think, like I've said many times in the past, if you take the Cure Disease potion quick enough, or even pray, you have a chance to get rid of it, but even for either of those, I'd say it's far too late for us. But all that being said, aside from those options to cure it, I think we still have a few more. One of which is performing some kind of a ritual, which I can't remember where that's done. And then there's also just the option to turn into a werewolf, which some may see as equally as bad. But to be honest, I think I'd rather be a werewolf than a vampire, especially since at this point we are trying to help the Dawn Guard. Oh, and you know what? We're actually on the lighthouse mission, aren't we? And speaking of that, how far away is it? Just right over there? Okay, so maybe we ought to do that first. Then we'll deliver the beacon, and I believe the Greymane boy should be at this fort, or maybe even one somewhere down here. As for her family, though, I honestly have no clue. Although apparently it's going to be at some boat. Or at least that's going to get us there.
Hail, companion.
Now, it has been a while, but I could have sworn this mission we're going on right now is some sort of a trap. And believe it or not, we had actually found his sister previously, down by the docks. And apparently she's supposed to help us out with this, in some way or another. But even though I think it's a trap, I can't quite remember how that ends up happening to us. So I'm not quite sure I'm going to be able to stop it. I don't know, something's telling me that maybe the ship is already crashed and maybe they're just trying to lure us over there to then try and kill us or at least knock us out, so they can then, as a result, take all of our stuff. But who knows, maybe I'm not thinking clearly and maybe they are just a couple guys trying to earn some gold. Oh, this isn't that boat we were supposed to make crash, was it? Man, I sure hope not. The Dainty Slowed? No, that's not it. I think it was called the Icebreaker or something, wasn't it? But yeah, the lighthouse should be right over here. And from what I can tell, it does have a pretty strong flame going at the moment. So we will have to put that to a stop. I gotta wonder though, where the hell are all the workers? Or are those just as far north as you can go? Because I do remember seeing them by the water more often than not, but maybe it was just in the colder areas. Alright, there we go. So now to return to the Argonian. Ah, here he is.
Looks like you had no trouble.
Yeah, not really.
The effects have already been felt. The Ice Runner has failed to dock on time. Without the lighthouse, the Ice Runner will have swung wide of the western shoal and run aground on the eastern coast. My sister Dija will be at the wreck with our Black Blood marauders. She knows to expect you.
Okay, so it sounds like it should be maybe
Get
somewhere
moving.
more towards
I'll see if I
Dawnstar.
can't delay any patrols out there.
Here, let's see really quick. Okay, so maybe not that far. And I guess if we start right here over by Morvarth's lair, that should be good enough. No way. They're still here? Okay, that is awfully weird. I don't know, part of me kinda wants to go back and talk to him just to make sure we don't have to tell him that the vampires are already dead.
Who's
But maybe we'll leave him there a little longer.
That'll teach you.
But at this point, I guess we just ought to be on the lookout for some sales, maybe? Although, what is this place over here? Just looks like some kind of cabin. I'm not really sure if anyone's there, though. Oh yeah, abandoned shack. With a whole lot of blood. And sadly, we don't have a key. Although that being said, maybe there's one lying around here? Or maybe not. Alright then. Onwards to the wreck we go. Oh, and that thing is completely trapped in the bog. Oh, and is that his sister? I'm really not too sure. Doesn't look like it, does it? Because it seems like he's wearing some kind of black robe. No, there's no way that's her. And I can't see him anywhere around here either. So that's a little unsettling.
You're the one who put out the fire in the lighthouse, right?
Oh, so it is them. And yeah, I did put it out.
That was good work. Dija's in the hold of the ship. Go down 2 levels. Now if you'll excuse me.
This must be that beautiful Skyrim weather I've always heard about.
Yep, that would be the case.
You look a bit peaked. You sure you shouldn't be home in bed?
Oh, wow. I could have sworn he said the sailors would be okay, didn't he? And that they would escort him out of here. But he lied about that, obviously. Oh, unless maybe some of them just died in the wreck? I'm not too sure, though. Because nothing fell on him, did it?
Yes?
But where, oh where, are the stairs to the lower deck? Maybe somewhere around here? Hey there, Deja.
My brother told me you were coming. I'm supposed to give you what you've earned.
So we're splitting the loot then, right?
Ha! I'm afraid the loot's already been moved. You've been useful to the Black Bloods, though. You've earned a quick death. You should have come here.
Where'd you come from?
That's all you've got?
That'll teach you.
Well, that's not the last of them. So keep a lookout. And before we keep moving, I really want to see what that note says. It's probably on books though, isn't it? Here we go. Oh no, that's the Jarl. Should be this one. Sister, once you've picked up the packages, send them on to me at Broken Ore Grotto. The fool who did our work at the lighthouse should arrive shortly. Thereafter, make sure he's taken care of. Alright, so the other day, I'm not sure if you guys remember, but I did mention something about that place being over by that trading company at the docks.
Thank you.
So I'm guessing that's where he is. Which I'm kind of glad to hear, because that was also one of my favorite areas.
I guess I was just...
And from what I remember, you can basically sneak through the entire thing without really needing to kill anyone, so that was also kind of a cool aspect about it. But seeing as how these guys double-crossed us, I would be more than happy to kill them.
Done and done.
Is someone there?
Oh, wow. That explains the Imperial shield. Looks like they were on the ship too.
Show yourself. Done and done.
And is this better than our Dawn Guard shield? No, this one's 29. Although I do kind of enjoy the look of this one, just a bit more. And I imagine there's not really anything too useful lying around, seeing as how she did say that everything had already been moved.
Done
And that's why I don't wear a robe to battle.
Who's there?
Yeah, I guess that light armor doesn't do much good either. At least not against our arrows. You know, this all kind of makes me wonder, though, if maybe you kill all the other black marauders first, and then approach Deja. Would she maybe try and plead for her life? I don't know. That would be pretty cool, though, wouldn't it? Oh, I was wondering who was moaning. Anyways, like I was saying, the grotto should be right over by the docks. Oh, unless maybe it's actually over here? Okay. I guess we're heading that way then. Maybe I was wrong, though. This might actually be a completely different place than I had remembered. But it has been a while, so for all I know, maybe it was never by the docks to begin with. Okay, so now that we're actually here, I can honestly say that this is not that place I've been talking about. Although I guess it is a little bit similar in some aspects. And I will say the atmosphere in here is really nice. Because you kind of got the light beaming down, similar to what you would see in Bleak Falls Barrow. And then of course there's also this pretty cool crashed ship. You know what it really reminds me of though is the final cave you see in the Goonies with the big old pirate ship. And you know what? It seems like we can almost go either way here. And I'm almost willing to bet we could probably swim through the entire thing. And then I guess if we did it that way, we wouldn't really have to kill anyone. But I don't know, I'd say this is probably a bit more fun. And once again, they did try to stab us in the back. So I don't see why not. Anything down here though? Maybe a bit of gold. Oh wow. That is a lot of wine. Serana? Would you maybe want to bring home any of that to the parents? Might make them a little easier to talk to. Although, what am I saying? They probably prefer blood, don't they?
What was that? Someone there?
Okay, hopefully that was all of them. But I'm liking this so far. It kind of seems like you can be as sneaky as you want. Which was one of the things I mentioned earlier about the previous cave I was talking about. So thus far, this one's pretty much been just as interesting. Although I'm kind of curious to see what the end of it's going to be like. And truthfully, I could kind of care less about killing all the extra henchmen and whatnot. The real one I'm after is Jara Ree. That Argonian. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is really cool.
By the blood.
Yeah, seriously. So I wonder, do we want to maybe try and head up there? Because that would give us a better vantage point, but then again, they might be able to see us a bit easier. And right now I'm seeing quite a few guys. Okay, see, that's gonna be a problem. So he's seen his body, and I'm sure someone's gonna stumble across that guy's eventually. Oh, there he is.
Oh, who's there?
Let's see, is anyone coming this way? Thankfully, it doesn't look like it.
Hello, who's there? What? Nothing here after all. No. No, this can't be happening. What was that?
Oh, that there's the captain. Alright, I'm sure he'll be a bit tougher. So maybe we gotta save him for last.
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
Huh? Someone's there.
Alright, let's head back down. I just hope they don't stumble into Serana.
Over here.
Yield, and I may still show mercy.
Oh yeah, they definitely are.
You're a disgrace to your own kind. Nothing.
Done.
Okay, not as sneaky as I would have wanted it to be, but I think that worked out quite well, considering the odds. However, I don't think the captain ever came over here, did he? So that's gonna be a problem. Oh, I guess we could just walk across here. But unfortunately, I'm still not seeing him. Although, you know what? I did see one guy fall off the cliff right there. Doesn't seem like that was him, though, does it? And there's no way we're gonna find him in that water if he ended up going all the way down there. Alright, that was a nice shot if I do say so myself. Oh. Okay, there he is. And I guess... yeah, that works.
Where'd you come from?
You won't get the best of me. Damn you! Victory is your...
That'll
Oh, you're
teach
damn
you.
right, victory's ours. And he's got the key. I suppose that's all of them then, isn't it? So now let's see what kind of loot they had lying around. I'd imagine it's some pretty decent stuff. And I'm willing to bet the icebreaker wasn't the first ship they took down. Oh no, it was the ice runner. Okay. But yeah, thus far, a lot of good loot already. And here's Hagar's journal. Yeah, maybe we gotta save that for later. What I really want to find, though, is the captain's chest. And don't get me wrong, the Ice Runner's chest had some pretty good loot in it. But I almost wonder if his may have some better stuff. Alright guys, so unfortunately I couldn't find his damn chest anywhere. But I guess at this point we gotta head on out and maybe try and deliver that beacon. So I guess I'll see you guys once we get a bit closer to Meridia's shrine.